this idea that China poses a threat is something that people have to rethink, because China is there and will be there no matter what you do, and it is going to be a great world power. But trying to curb China's growth and all that is not the right approach. So to tell the Chinese, please stop growing because we want to remain the dominant power in the world, that's not realistic. You have to accept that China is going to be very strong economically, and strong economies obviously must have strong military capability to protect themselves. This is not a threat to the world. In Malaysia, of course, we have lived with China for thousands of years. China has never conquered us. And yet when the Portuguese came in 1509, 2 years later they conquered us. So that kind of experience always make us think that it's far better to deal with China than to deal with countries which resort to military means very, very quickly. So the US should tell China, let's work together for the betterment of the world. It's not easy to solve your problem by telling other people to do something. It's far better to solve your problem by doing things yourself. And I think Europe has overpriced itself. Labor cost in Europe is very, very high, sometimes as much as 10 times higher. That is why you have to outsource in the poorer countries. But now if you outsource from the poorer countries, your own people will be unemployed. So you have faced that kind of problem. It is time to rethink the need for you to accept that you cannot live at the same standard as before, because the world has changed. The wealth now is coming from the East through their own initiative. Even if they have no raw material, they are able to process raw material and convert them into goods. But you have retreated into the financial market and make money from the financial market. Unfortunately, that bubble has burst. So you have to rethink of real business of making goods and selling goods, not gambling in the financial market. Well, all European leaders, as well as Asian leaders, must look at the reality of things, not to think about the past, your past greatness, your dominance over the world, etc. That is a matter of the past. Today, things have changed and changed very radically to the point where new inventions are coming out from the East rather than from the West. And the financial market, as I said just now, has collapsed. This is the reality of the situation. You have to go back to doing real business. By real business, I mean the production of goods that are needed by people and the trading in such goods, not by gambling as to whether the price of the value of a currency should go up or not. That is not real business, because in the first place, few people will be employed. It doesn't create jobs. It doesn't have a spin-off. It doesn't have any trading effect. It doesn't employ ships to carry money or whatever. So the contribution of the financial game is very, very little towards the well-being of society. Get away from there and go back to producing things, because Europeans are very innovative, very inventive, and they should concentrate on those areas. Western government should learn something from the Asian crisis and the way it was handled. It was a terrible catastrophe for us, but somehow or other we managed to wriggle out of it by depending on our own ideas about how things should be done. There is no one single way of solving anything. every problem has got many solutions. We have to study the solutions and find what is the best. It would seem that the West has learned from the Asian crisis, because whereas during the Asian crisis we were told not to bail out companies which were going bankrupt, the West is doing precisely that, and with bigger amounts of money. And we were told also that interest rates should be raised. And you know how disastrous that would be if the West today increases the interest rate, but they have learned and they have not played around with interest rate in order to help the economy to recover. So we are learning from each other. The East is also still learning from the West. There are many things that you do which are very good, but when we notice some of the things are damaging, I think the East should not follow the West. The same applies to the West. You have to accept that wisdom does not, nobody has a monopoly of wisdom, neither the East nor the West.